Recently, U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio arrived in Saudi Arabia to initiate high-stakes discussions concerning the ongoing conflicts in Ukraine and Gaza. These talks come on the heels of President Donald Trump's recent phone call with Russian President Vladimir Putin, where Trump expressed his intention to push for negotiations aimed at ending the nearly three-year war in Ukraine. So, what exactly are we talking about? The focus of these discussions is twofold. First, addressing the humanitarian crisis in Gaza after a devastating conflict that has resulted in significant casualties and displacements. Second, attempting to forge a diplomatic pathway to conclude the war in Ukraine without direct Ukrainian participation. This move raises critical questions regarding international diplomacy and the role of major powers like the United States and Russia. If this relevant, the outcomes from these talks could have profound implications for international relations. With a fragile ceasefire currently holding in Gaza following violent clashes triggered by Hamas' attack on Israel last October, any misstep could reignite hostilities. And currently, resolving or prolonging the conflict in Ukraine is pertinent not only for regional stability, but also affects global energy prices and security dynamics, especially given Europe's geographical proximity to both wars. Reported by various sources, including Reuters and NPR, Rubio's meetings with Russian officials are among some of the first high-level dialogues since tensions escalated between Washington and Moscow over Ukraine. In Riyadh, Rubio is joined by National Security Advisor Mike Waltz and Middle East envoy Steve Witkoff as they engage with Kremlin representatives, such as Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov. However, it's important to note that these efforts have faced criticism. Critics argue that the Trump administration is bypassing European partners, who traditionally play vital roles in such negotiations, a sentiment echoed by Evelyn Blackwell from the New York Times. Additionally, Trump's contentious proposal regarding Gaza has met widespread opposition throughout the Arab world. His suggestion involves relocating Palestinians from Gaza into neighboring countries like Egypt and Jordan, a plan that many see as an act of ethnic cleansing, rather than a sustainable solution. The potential impact of these discussions cannot be understated. They may set precedents for future diplomatic engagements involving not just Gaza but other volatile regions globally. Historical parallels can be drawn here when looking back at failed peace negotiations or attempts at territorial realignment post-conflict, in many cases leading to prolonged instability rather than resolution. In terms of historical examples related to military conflicts coming out of negotiations without full stakeholder representation, like excluding Ukrainian voices. Look at past Middle Eastern peace processes, or even earlier European treaties which led to disputes resurfacing down the line due to perceived injustices or neglect towards key players involved. But what does this all mean, at its core? This situation reflects a broader struggle for power dynamics among superpowers, while grappling with grassroots realities affecting millions caught in conflict zones. Highlighted by Aya Batroy from Associated Press, Gulf states find themselves balancing relationships with both Washington and Moscow, while maintaining their own stances against displacing Palestinians. In conclusion, it appears we are witnessing a pivotal moment where U.S.-Russia relations could either thaw or worsen amidst complex geopolitical challenges, issues exacerbated by contentious proposals, impacting civilian lives directly within already embattled regions such as Gaza and Ukraine. Crucial for viewers to consider how these developments might unfold going forward, while remaining aware that effective solutions must prioritize humanitarian needs alongside political ambitions if lasting peace is ever truly attainable.